say, Lord, yeah, do it for me. One more time, and I believe it, Lord. Somebody say, Lord, before I get home. Come on, just wave your hands. If you need God to do something, say it. I'll do it. Somebody needs you. They just want. Somebody needs you to do it. Yeah. Now I just need everybody in here tonight to lift your hands. If you need God to do something right now. If you need God to do something right now, lift your hands. Lord, I need you. I don't want to wait till tomorrow. Yeah. If you don't do it, it just won't be done. Y'all say, please, do it. I can count on nobody else. I need you to do it. Yeah, Lord. I tried everybody else. I tried everybody else. Can you do it for my mama? Come on, somebody say, Lord. Can't nobody do me like this. Yeah. Lord, it do. Please, Jesus. Please, Jesus. Do it for me. Come on, clap your hands if you need God to do something right now. Come on, say, God, I need you to do it right now. Lord, I need you to do it right now. Lord.
When we use our lives to bless others, it makes the world a better place. So I reached out to some of my friends that I know have blessed the world to encourage you to find a way to bless somebody else. Bless somebody else. I know. God has been faithful every day. Yes. And I believe God's hand is on my life. His hand is on my life. God has proven that He's faithful. God has proven that He's faithful. For eternity I will be grateful. Sing it for me, Wes. Blessed with so much. How can I keep it to myself? Wes more. Every time you bless, I'm gonna bless somebody else. Here we go. Fred Hammond, y'all. Somebody else. Just because the Lord bless me, help me to bless somebody else. Lord, won't be blessed. Thank you for your music, Fred. You have blessed us all. Because I'm blessed. I got to bless. I'm blessed. The one and only Faith Evans. Somebody else. God, help me to bless somebody else. Somebody else. Bless somebody The incomparable Miss Yolanda Adams. My sister.
Here's my vow.
Lord, seem to harvest.
Every time you bless.
Every time you bless.
You can trust me.
You can trust
to
me.
bless somebody else.
Trust me to bless somebody else.
Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Mother Georgia, she's back on live, the historic 980 WDDO. All of a sudden, Brenda.
And hello. Uh-oh. Hello, and hello.
Hello. How y'all doing?
And you know, do your thing.
Today is Monday, March the 2nd in the year of our Lord, 2026. How was your weekend?
Well, you know, I don't usually go politic, but I got to go with the politic on this one.
Okay.
We done went over there and just tore up the Middle East, and they talking about the oil getting ready to go up. So I'm just really in prayer. I'm especially in prayer for the 3 people who lost their lives, African Americans. If you didn't know that,
wow.
Yeah, there were 3 African Americans who lost their life, and typically, you know, it just bothers me. You can Charlie Kirk, and you got it all over the TV and all of that. He don't even have a degree or anything like that. Y'all took and made him some sort of national. I say y'all, you know who I'm talking about. The other folk made him a national figure, but yet and still these 3 African Americans that died on a bomb. You know, a lot of people don't even realize that. So I want to give prayer to all of those people who have lost their lives, those little children who were bombed in the school. I think it was 140. I know one of them was a school of little girls. And so just, you know, I'm not going to take a side. I don't believe in war. I just don't. So that's my spiel. We just need to pray for peace and really, you know, make sure that we elect people into office who practice what they preach.
That's important. That's very important. How's my boy Hen doing?
Well, you know what? We didn't introduce our guest. She got that hat on. You know, we're gonna introduce our guest now. We'll introduce her later.
Well, we can introduce her now and later. I mean, we can introduce. You know,
I didn't even know I was on. I was.
Oh yeah, they got your hat on.
Oh.
So come in, pull in a little bit more.
You know, so they can see you. Yeah, because Mr. Jackson, Action Jackson will be coming in talking about, y'all need to do this and y'all need to do that. You know how y'all do.
So you want to do the pleasure of introducing?
You know, this is actually she is related to me.
How? You know what? I'm about sick of you. You related to everybody.
She is my DNA cousin. For real. I started doing work and I found out that someone in her family is related to me.
Yeah.
And I just want to let y'all know I don't play about my family.
Oh Lord.
You know, I ain't nothing to play with when it come to my peoples.
Next week I'm gonna be related to her.
I mean, I'm sure in some kind of way you probably are.
We have on the show today, and we're going to be talking with her, Andrea Cook.
But is it Andrea or Andrea?
It's Andrea.
Andrea.
I know Miss Brenda loves me, so she can call me what she wants to.
I know, because it's one of those names that it can be interchanged, Andrea or Andrea. So do you get offended if somebody says Andrea?
No, not at all.
Some people get mad and it's like, but it's spelled Andrea. I mean.
Well, I tear up the English language anyway. That's all I do.
We know.
I be mispronouncing words and everything else. And I mean, I'm just guilty and I'll take responsibility for that.
It's all good.
But we wanted to have her on the show. Let me just say this to our listeners. Y'all have seen her. She's been on our show. She come on our show all the time when she's not running. And that is something I want to just right in the very beginning. Let me just go right on and say it. We see her when she not running. Okay. We see her on the chat. I don't even know these other people. And you know what? I think that, and I ain't going to say their name, but I'm just saying, I don't see them. Do you see them? Do you see them out there?
No. I don't, and you hit it dead on the nail. I don't know their names. I've never seen their faces. And one thing I can say about Andrea is she is a very familiar face in the community. I see her everywhere all the time. So I know that she's active in the community. I know she truly cares about the community because she's at almost every community event downtown, everywhere. You gonna see Andrea for sure. The other two people, I think it is.
It's 5.
Oh wow, it's 5.
Yeah.
Strangely enough, I don't know any of the other 5, which I just think is odd.
I do too.
And I think everybody has a fair shot, of running. I just think it's odd that you only start seeing their faces when it's time to be elected. And I think that people should be aware of that and pay attention to the ones that are actually active in your community, people that actually know what's going on, people that may have the ear of the mayor, may not, but it's not about necessarily having the ear of the mayor, but they are connected within the community so they can actually make things happen. And I think that those of you all that are listening, pay attention to the people that are in the community when the cameras are not watching.
Oh, you better say it. You better say it, because when those cameras are not rolling, and let me just say, it's some folk out there that if I were to spill the beans, pour the tea, and understand, I got the tea because I know. Okay, I really, really know. You would not even have anything to do with these folk. And they, they have done all kind of things. We've got some people in the community. Y'all know I be talking about the ones who be in the choir and Reverend Chicken Wang and Pork Chop. But I'm talking about, I ain't gonna even call his name. But, they don't even need to run because their background's so messed up. So, I think it's important that we take a look at people who have proven leadership. And I'm gonna give y'all some news. I'm gonna give them some news they can't use.
Well, hold on. Let's let Andrea say something first.
Okay.
Let's introduce herself.
Let me introduce herself. Yeah. Tell us about what it is that you do, and just give us a little background.
Ooh, okay, so I'm Andrea Cook. I'm a 45-year-old, thank God, single mother of 8.
Okay.
And I am a marriage and family therapist. I've had the honor of sharing and owning a business with my mom for the past almost 16 years. And I am mostly responsible for the Making Mental Health Matters initiative. It's a project where we provide no-cost mental health services for any Macon-Bibb County resident. And I know there's been a lot of talk about this project, and I am not here to clear up anything, but I am very proud of the work that we've
and you should be, and let me
and I know people personally that have benefited from it, and I'm grateful for the people that I've turned on to you, and I've kept in touch with a few of those people, and the therapy that you guys offered, again at no cost, guys, the therapy that you offered has worked wonders for those people. So I want to definitely say thank you for that.
And you say some people. I know some people. Let me just say that I had some people that were doing some task around our house, and they started talking about what they were going through. And then I said, well, have you ever heard of Making Mental Health Matters? They said, no, ma'am, I never heard of that. And I said, well, let me give you a call. And I gave her a call on the phone, and she took care of them. I'm just simply saying that that's one of those resources. I don't know what else they can do to put the information out to make sure that the people know about it and can tap into it. But I personally know, and I know what I'm talking about.
I do.
I personally know people that she has helped to the extent that they're able to continue doing the kind of things that they were doing and continue to prosper in their jobs. Because sometimes you've got to have those types of services in place so people can maintain their work. So she has done, her and her mom has done a tremendous work.
And we've been, as of February 19th of this year, 5 years, 3 of which were funded. 2 of those years we provided services, even outside of a county contract. And so I don't know many people who would continue to offer services even when they're not funded. And this is something that I've stated in front of county commission. So it's not like I am saying, oh, I'm celebrating continuing to give even when I
well, no, I think you should celebrate. I think that's part of the problem, Andrea, is that you need to let people know because there's some people who think, and I said so you don't, that you in Mayor Miller's pocket. And that's not true. And that's not true. And they're not going to know unless we tell them, oh, she did get funded for 3 years, but 2 of those years she did it out of her pocket.
Right. Right. And I don't know anybody who
I don't know anybody who can say that.
Even the idea that I would be in anybody's pocket, anybody who spent any time around me knows that nobody tells me what to do. I won't say that I'm stubborn, but once I believe in something, I'm gonna move forward on whatever it is that I believe in. And plus, I believe in being educated, and so I'm not gonna speak about something unless I have a good bit of knowledge about it. So to the idea that someone like me could be in the pocket of anybody is asinine and untrue.
Well, I'm glad you said it. And that's what I was saying. I got some news. Brenda Williams, was the one who introduced Andrea to Mayor Miller. I did it. I introduced several of my friends when he started running. I said, you know what? I can't tell you who to vote for, but I said, but at least give him a chance and talk to him. And that's what I did. And I did that with many people around town because one, I know Lester Miller. Lester Miller is my friend. That's just what it is. Okay. And I own that.
And friendship isn't something that you should flake on just because it gets difficult. So I think you know, one of the things that I said even in my announcement speech was I gave people the information that, I mean, as if people didn't know, it was never hidden that we are friends. And knowing that was going to be, I mean, almost immediately I got a question about, was that a positive or a negative? And I'm like, I don't know how you are with your friends, but with my friends, I'm going to tell them the truth, the whole truth and nothing but that.
And that's the way I am with my friends. You know, I don't agree with everything that Lester Miller does. I think I've said that on air. I don't agree with everything that Lester does. Lester, I won't say I have a name for Lester. I ain't gonna put it on the air.
Don't. Do not.
I ain't gonna put it on there. But you know, Lester is Lester. And Lester loves his town. So this is the part, you know, I'm not trying to sell you on Lester Miller. I'm just telling you how I feel about Lester Miller and how the ones that y'all claim all this foolishness and nonsense, she met him through me. So if you got an issue, you can bring it back up to me.
Well, let's also be clear. When I often ask the question, when someone says, oh, well, this person is in their pocket, when you look at the end results of the program that Andrea is running, it's a mental health program. So at the end of the day, even if she was, which she wasn't, in his pocket, quote unquote, the positivity that comes out of giving people mental health services that otherwise would not be able to afford it, otherwise would not have access to it. At the end of the day, one thing about our people is we will name every single problem, but we have no solution.
Come on now.
So those that are saying, oh, she was in this person's pocket or that person's pocket, have you offered mental health services to people that are in dire need of it? And until you can say yes or no, let's move on. And we've crushed that, and let's move on.
That's what I'm just saying. We just need to crush it. Because the thing I do know is not only have Andrea, and did I get it right?
It's okay. I love you.
I love you too. You know, you know, I have a birthday coming up in the family, and I'm sorry, I apologize. I wanted to just talk about some of the other programs because she hasn't done just mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about some. First of all, where you live at?
Oh, I live in Napier Heights. I love it, and
Oh,
have lived there almost 35 years.
Where's Napier High? I'm not from Macon, so don't judge me.
It's near Central High School, so just on the
Okay.
other side, like just on the other side of the red light is where Napier Heights is.
Okay.
so she
That's
live
right down by the church, right past this church down here.
Right past Boulder's Lion.
Okay.
And right, it's basically between here and Mercer University.
Okay, and that's called Napier Heights.
Napier Heights.
Okay.
And so, I wanted to kind of highlight and just talk to you because, like I said, she does not toot her own horn. I said today she gonna toot because we need to know what it is you do and some of the stuff you've done. So help me understand.
So without further ado, we're gonna pass the floor over to Andrea.
Oh yeah, I want to hear about that. But how did you get involved in? And she used these proper words. She says food scarcity. I'm like, what?
A food desert.
Food desert scarcity. What is
apartheid? Yeah,
a food apartheid.
Yeah.
And all of that big stuff. I'm like, the folk can't go to the grocery store because they didn't close down Killer Kroger. Nah, that's just they closed down Killer Kroger. And so it was hard for people to go and get, like fresh vegetables and stuff like that. So, tell me because I know you got involved in, making sure, hey, what's up?
Hey, Ricky.
Hi.
So tell me about the stuff with the
With the co-op.
With the co-op and getting us some fresh food.
So during COVID, there was some opportunity to get some startup funding to address some of the dire needs in the community, because you begin to see, like, when people no longer have connection opportunities, then you begin to see where these deep rooted issues come up. And so we were working with a lot of people at that time, because that was even before we started making mental health matters. Like, and through our therapy practice, we've seen plenty of people at no cost, long before funding. So one of the things that we did was we would have groceries at our office so that people who could not, like, if their excuse or their reason for not coming to therapy was that they could not afford to both come to therapy and then feed their families, then we had groceries for them. We have a diaper bank. So that was another thing that came up. People could not, they were like, oh, I got to buy my baby diapers, so I can't come to therapy. So partner with Helping Mamas in Atlanta to provide no cost baby supplies. And so we still have our diaper bank. It's at the Booker T. Washington Center. People coming in on a regular basis to get diapers. There's no questions asked. You don't have to give, an arm or a leg. We provide these things at no cost. Same thing with period supplies. And then that leads into, making periods easier, starting that with a bunch of concerned women. It grew out of the work of Georgia Women and Those Who Stand With Us in Georgia Stomp. And so that organization continues. But during the pandemic, Community Foundation of Central Georgia was offering these small grants. And so got some startup funding to start providing food. And they were familiar with me because an idea that my mom started in Fort Valley was laundry days, because children were getting referred to the Department of Family and Children's Services because they did not have clean clothes. And so got some funding from the Community Foundation of Central Georgia to provide free laundry services around the entire county. We've been everywhere. And so they were familiar with me. And so I got the funding to do some food distribution in Napier Heights. So we did that. And then there was an opportunity to get some additional funding from the county to build out our food co-op. So we started in Tatnall Square Park. And so we not only got funding to help people get food, but we also partnered with a program called Wholesome Wave Georgia to double SNAP. So when people came in with their food stamp cards or their SNAP benefits, then we doubled their spending. So they only had $10, then once they came to us, they had $20. Wow. We did that with matching dollars funds. And then through that process, we used a name of a familiar organization, and because we used that name, our nonprofit was sued. So not just me, but several of the people who were very interested. I mean, very interested in food access. So each of us were sued, and the nonprofit. So I was distraught. Called a few attorneys, and then I called Brenda, and I was like, I don't really cry a lot. So if I'm crying, something's wrong. So I cried. I called her crying about a cease and desist letter that we had received. And I'm like, all I'm trying to do is just give people food.
Right. Yeah.
And so we had to halt our market, and then we had to halt it for Wednesdays, and then we moved it to Thursdays. And we very luckily did not have to use any of the funds that were appropriated for people to get food. Henry did an amazing job settling that. It was settled out of court. And we both organizations got to continue to do the work that we have been trying to do. And so very proud of that. Then we moved it to the Booker T. Washington Center. We're restructuring that because we want it to be an actual co-op instead of it just being a market. And so we're going to relaunch that in a few months, where there'll be an opportunity for collective work, connection building. And so we're going to invite 50 families to participate.
And you know, let's say that connection building. See, that's that mental health talk we've been talking about. I'm like, we need to have Johnny here. What that mean? What that mean to the other connection building? So what is that, like? People coming together and doing things?
Oh yeah. So last week we had Making Mental Health Matters and Making Violence Prevention. We had a great opportunity to meet with Dr. Vivek Murthy, who is the former Surgeon General of the United States, and he diagnosed America with a loneliness. It's a loneliness epidemic. So the solution to loneliness is connection. So we were able to share about what we've been able to do through Making Mental Health Matters and all the programs that we offer. And they took nuggets about what we do well in Macon so that they could share that information out, countrywide.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And it goes back, that's why I said to you, a lot of us don't know what it is you do. We don't even know why. And by the way, this is a good way to talk about, why are you running for District 5? So what's the deal?
So one, I love Macon, probably more than most. I could be anywhere in the world doing what I do, making so much more money, and that's not important to me. It's important that my children get to experience Macon in the way that I did growing up. And I think Macon is an amazing place. I don't see it as, even some of the challenges we have, there are opportunities for us to build better. So I've been doing this work for a long time. The very first large scale thing that I created at 19 was a teen dating violence conference at the Fort Valley State University, because I worked at a DV shelter, and it was
Hey Bob.
Hello.
Hey Bob.
And it was not a lot of emphasis on teen dating violence. There was and so I was at a conference, and I was like, why are we only focused on domestic violence when it happens in adult relationships? And so the challenge that I was given was to create something. And so we invited high school students to the very first conference, and that conference continues to this day. So I have I don't believe in like just existentially talking about work or problems without offering solutions. So even my position as a marriage and family therapist, I'm a solution-based therapist. So I believe that any therapeutic interaction could be the only opportunity that I have to talk to somebody. And so I'm going to give you tools the very first time I talk to you. So which then leads into like the way that I believe, or the way that I interact with people. I'm introverted, very. I'm also likely on the spectrum, but I definitely have ADHD. So
You wouldn't think that you're introverted though.
I know most people.
Well, and you know what? But can't you be like, you can be introverted, extroverted at the same time though? With
Yeah,
certain
that's
things?
an ambivert, but I'm not an ambivert. I'm definitely introverted.
Now I do know, like, she can get quiet. I've been around her where she was in a whole room full of people and she was very quiet. But I thought that was just like the mental health specialist inside of her that just kind of sits and observes and watches. But I could see that.
But you know what that is? That's called reading the room. So don't be slick. I ain't, you know.
I
That's
do
one
read
thing
the
about-
room.
I'm not SLOW. This chick reads the room.
Well, you should
Always.
always.
And then assess the best way for her to go when it comes to decision making and not fly off the cuff, because it's very
like
easy.
you do.
Well, you know, I actually, you know, let me just say, I shouldn't even admit to this on air, but part of that is a trick, because I want people to think that I fly off the handle when in fact it's strategic and I'm doing something else. So, yeah.
So, okay, I shouldn't have busted you then. Okay.
But and by the way, it works because people think that, and then I'm able to really to do some other kind of work, which is what I was going to say. There's one thing that, you know, let me just tell you about. Can I tell
You
a
can
person?
tell me.
Let me tell you something. She real low down too. She real low down because I was mad at somebody, and she called me on the phone. See, I just want to let y'all know. I just told you she family, and she my friend, but she called me on the phone. Now, you know, there was a better way that you could have handled that.
That's fair. That's
she
good.
She did me like that. And then I was resistant. And she said, oh, by the way, I'm going to handle it the better way. And took care of it. It worked out fine.
Good. See, that's what friends are for.
But that's what I'm saying.
I mean, and I didn't say to anybody outside of me and Brenda that I called her and that I talked to her, because that's the way that friendship should work. Like it should not be, I'm not blasting my friend in public. I'm gonna talk to her or them and be like, you know, I love you, but you know,
and I think that in terms of negotiation and diplomacy, that's really important, because you can't make decisions on a larger scale unless you know how to deal with other people and even persuade them to go the way that you would like for them to go. So it's very interesting to me that we have all these people that are running, and the only thing they talking about is Pleasant Hill. Yeah, I said it. She didn't say it, I said it. That District 5 is bigger than Pleasant Hill. Now, I want you to explain to our listening public, where is your district? Can you give them
lay it out
lay it out for us so that people understand where it is?
District 5 expands from Interstate 75 towards Forest Hill, Wimbush Road, Riverside, and so everything is that. So
it's pretty big.
It's a pretty big district. It's probably one of the most diverse, both racially and economically. And I have to say, you know, race is a social construct, but you know, to make it easier. So the other thing is that I love Pleasant Hill, but I'm in the Booker T. Washington Center. Is not in District 5. I mean, it's in Pleasant Hill, but it's not in District 5. It sits in District 2.
Ain't that Paul's district?
It is.
All right, Paul, I'm calling you out. So when some stuff going over there in Booker T. Washington Center, you need to know. We watching you.
Okay. You do so much, Ms. Brenda. So, but that part of Pleasant Hill is actually not in District 5. So it's split in half. And so I don't know that all the residents know that.
I don't think they know.
That only half of the district or only half of Pleasant Hill is in District 5. But I think it's important information. That's why, like, I've sat through almost every commission meeting for the last 6 years. Pretty much nobody sits in the seat that I come and sit in. At one point, they labeled it with my name because I sit there and I listen and I've learned. And then been able to, through that learning, help to get legislation on the books to assist people. So I think the first thing that we worked on together was updating the policies and procedures so that mental health can be listed as something that people can take sick leave for. That wasn't initially on the books, and so we got that
Wow.
updated a few years ago. And then right after that, um, helped to draft the legislation that created the very first ordinance in the state for a municipality to provide period products in every public building. Every city owned, county owned building now has period supplies in it. Because because
Mhm.
so
Now,
very
see,
proud of it.
and you should be. And that's the kind of information I want people to get out to say when you get ready to start casting your vote, I want to encourage you to vote. First of all, on the first night, I want to get this right because I don't want to tear it up. The first day of early voting, right?
Yes, it was last Monday.
How many people voted?
The first day, I think it was 10.
Uh-huh. How many people have we have gotten shot and killed in Macon Bill? Uh-huh. We had more people that got shot and killed or whatever in Macon Bill than the people who went out to vote the first day. Let that sink in, people.
Well, they're not really advertising it as much.
Well, they got it out there, but I don't know.
Is it though? Because see, if it wasn't for the people that I know that are running, I haven't seen it come across any of my social media or anything about early voting.
Well, they are doing early voting now. I just, we're going to be pushing it. And you know how we do it on our show, we push. And then we have candidates that we like. And the thing about us is that we just tell the truth, whether, tell the truth and shame the devil. That's just the way it is. And, I support you, not because you're Andrea Cook, and I keep telling up your name, but it's because I know that you'll do a good job and you're going to be accessible.
Yes.
Now, they don't need to be calling your phone and blowing it up. But the thing that you will do is that you will respond and do the very best you can to try to get some sort of resolution.
Was it 21 the first day? I think it was 21 by Tuesday. I think it was 10 the first day.
Okay, it was 21. All right, Mr. Ricky, correct me.
I don't know though, but I think it was 10 and 11. But if my numbers are right, I think.
But still, just 21. I mean, even if it was 10, 11, or 21, that's still not a lot for early
District
voting.
5, which in District 5. And so in District 5 is huge. And I think that's part of the problem is that people don't really understand the maps. Now, some of the maps are screwy and they're all messed up. And I got that, I really do. But I want to encourage you, if I could vote for you, I would vote for you.
I thank you.
And and I support you because again, you're a person that if you don't like something, she's gonna, she's about bad as Emily. I'm just saying.
Me and Emily are we've been through a lot. We've survived some things,
Right. Right. We have.
We are on the other side.
Right.
Hallelujah.
Well,
won't he do it?
Won't he do it? Won't he do it? But I just, and you say, are you going to spend all this time and we can chit chat?
We got a phone caller. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing mighty fine.
How can we help you today?
I just want to know how is it that it's 6 candidates and they focus on one person? Have the rest of the folks did anything in the community, or they just worried about one?
Okay, are you talking to me? Oh, so you're saying that all of these other people? Why am I focusing on her?
No, I think that he's saying that in
general.
No.
No, I'm saying that across social media and everywhere, they only focus on one person, and the other 5, they don't mention much about them because they must ain't done nothing.
Well, there you go. They must ain't done nothing.
So so what you got to say about that? I mean, I know you got someone on now, but and it sounds like she done did a whole lot of stuff.
She has.
What have they done? that
Well,
that would be the question.
Mhm.
What have they done? And if you can say that, and why in the hell are they running? Okay, thank.
All right,
Thank
thank you so much.
So I will say
That's a good question.
that I'm very, very grateful for how many people are. It's a very difficult thing to put yourself out to run for office, and so I don't really know any of the people who are running, but we had a great debate a week ago, and it was so civil, so kind, and so I have nothing but good thoughts and hopes for everybody, and I'm hopeful that when this is all over, we can continue to do good work for this district. So,
Well, let me just say that the caller said, "Why the hell are they running?" That's my question. Let me just say this. Y'all know that how long have we been on the air, Emily?
Actually, it'll be 10 years this year.
All right, 10 years.
Yeah.
Let me just say that we have candidates in this that within my listening voice will not even call me, email me to see if they can be on the show to share what it is that they don't even do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm just saying that I agree that they haven't done enough. And then I don't know if they want somebody else to take and promote them and push them. But no, don't really. I don't know if they just think it's going to happen through osmosis or because they black or white, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. They haven't done enough. And I think it's important that we promote people who have done the work.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
And that's what it boils down to. That's what I'm saying about you. You've done the work. I want to make sure that people can make an intelligent choice, because giving out information that increases your intelligence. So then I say you're the listener, so that you can make an informed decision on who you want to represent you.
Mm-hmm.
Because as just District 5 is huge. So let me just go ahead and go through, because you were giving out that fancy stuff. You in Ingleside, ain't you?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's Village Pizza and all of them, Rogers Avenue.
Yeah.
The Naturalista.
Yeah,
The
the
Naturalista.
Yeah.
So all of that business strip over there, where the what's the name? Urgent Care with Piedmont, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's that might be in a different district on that side of the street.
On the other side of the
That
street.
is so weird to me, though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I wanted to make sure that people understood it, because when they're talking about, and by the way, I agree. Okay.
Andrea C. Cook has done a whole lot of work.
Thank you, Lisa. You are absolutely correct. And that is, and so I think
so that's Corbin Avenue.
Yeah,
so
Corbin. Mm-hmm.
So once you cross over Corbin, that's not District 5
still,
anymore.
That still is.
So okay, so the Piedmont is then.
You talking about where
Corbin and Ingleside is?
Where
Yeah.
Village Pizza is.
Oh yeah, that is too. I thought you were talking about like way.
Okay, see that's why I said that's weird.
Yeah,
and that's why. And then you're talking about that part of Pleasant Hill where Bucket of Blood and all of that is. All right, Bucket of Blood going down Roosevelt.
No, what is Bucket of Blood?
Oh, we have to talk about that off air.
Okay.
But our listeners know what Bucket of Blood is.
Okay.
Okay. And Rogers Avenue. And so you're going on down. And so you were just talking about on 75. So that would be like the other part of Ingleside, like all of that neighborhood.
All the way up to
Riverside
Riverside Drive.
Where your mama live at too?
No.
Okay.
Because she would be excited. But yeah, so it's a pretty big district. And but it's like bordered with Riverside Drive, Windbush, Forest Hill, over to Napier Avenue, up Napier, parts of course, Holt Avenue, Vineville, Stanislaus, all that is in.
And that's what I was saying. And I'm like you, Lisa. I don't know the other candidates. Of course,
Central High School.
I don't know them.
Central High School, literally across the street.
Yeah. Okay.
And so she was.
She know the Bucket of.
Hey, yeah, y'all gonna have to hit me into that after the show, the after show.
But yeah, you know, Big Neil over there, Neil Avenue, and all of them. And so, you know, it's just so much bigger. All I can say is I need you to make sure that is Linwood is in your area too.
Linwood, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Linwood Cemetery. So I have to talk to you about Linwood because you know that's my baby over there. Along with WOW,
Yeah.
you know. Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this: what type of some help me understand some of the policies, you know, that you are trying to that you envision, or some of the work that you would like to see some improvements in the district or whatever like that. Let me or what are you for? Give me your platform. That's the word I'm looking for.
Okay. So of course I want to expand access to no-cost mental health services. I think that I know how life-changing it is to be able to access mental health services without any barriers. I mean, because I grew up in this neighborhood. I still live in this neighborhood because I believe in it, and I want to do everything I can to shift and shape what it becomes. But I also think that there's so many solutions that we can look towards for increasing response time for calls, because that's a big deal for people. I think there are some really good solutions that I've researched, and we'll be discussing those more closer to election day. But also I would definitely answer that question.
Okay, Pleasant Hill. Bloomfield says Pleasant Hill has been through a lot. I think people really want to know if they can trust you. Will you represent them without corruption?
I absolutely will. I've done that so far. I'm not sure why my name and corruption are put in the same sentence. I've lived a pretty public life. I've been a resident here for a very long time. I've been in the same house for a very long time. I live my life in a way where I want my children to be proud of who their mother is. I have given so much of my life to others. I've just gotten to a place where maybe 4 years ago I decided I need to take care of myself just as good as I take care of others. And so I want to know. I mean, it's why would anybody, simply because the last 5 years of my life I've been aligned with someone who I don't believe involves themselves in corruption.
Okay, they said not you in corruption, just those that have said they would take care of us and they haven't.
But I've already done it without compensation. I believe in bridge building. I believe in supporting other people's work. So I'm happy to talk to you about anything that you feel is an issue. I'm happy to help you solve it. One of the things that I firmly believe in is I'm not going to take on a task that I can't put my whole heart into completing. And what that often looks like is somebody, I probably sleep like 4 hours a night, but I'm always thinking about some type of solution, and not one that
That's
just
true.
not one that simply benefits me. Like I was in Making Magazine's top 5 under 40 a few years ago, and one of the things that I stated in that article was that I believe not just my 8 children that I care for are my responsibility. I believe that all the children, anyone that I bump up against or that I encounter, they all deserve to be cared for just as if I birthed them. So I would be happy. So if you can send me info, I mean, you can look me up. It says Cook C. Andrea on Facebook or on Instagram, The Andrea Effect. Reach out to me. I'm happy to meet you, talk to you about whatever's happened in the past. I know that whatever it is, we can get a solution and build a better Macon.
Okay.
Well,
Lisa says, keep up your good works and make him be up. It's all needed. You're a great servant leader.
Thank you, Lisa. Did you see what Edna said? I saw something come across, and I
Edna,
I didn't read the second part. Let's see.
I don't know how to make it go. Edna, can you call in? Oh,
Okay. Edna said, so many people have ideas, but Andrea is one of the few that always makes them a reality.
Now what was that? The Rosa Park thing that you know, she
so proud
just
of that.
tell me about that, because I was like, oh, they didn't toe up Macon again.
Rosa Parks Square was a project that had been this dream of so many people. It was a civic plaza. It was a place where people honor Ozzie Bell McKay, who was a game changer for so many of us who had the honor of meeting her. But a few years ago, I joined the board. I was asked by Nancy Cleveland, who was the chair of the board at the time, to join. I was just going to, float, learn the ropes of board work. And then because she needed my support, she asked me to put my name in the hat to be chair of the board.
Mhm.
And so I was appointed to that seat with 10 out of the 12 votes, which meant that I needed to do exactly what they asked me to. And so at that time, the board was created in order to raise funds to build out the park. And so Sarah Hunt,
I'll read it. You can keep going.
Sarah Hunt was a big proponent of the park.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, she passed away before it could be done. And so what Nancy asked me to do is to see it through. So no funds have been raised for Rosa Parks Square. So the many people who are working on it had not gotten the funding. And so who was it? Alex Morrison, UDA, they made the first big contribution to the park.
Mm-hmm.
Nancy created a fund at the Community Foundation of Central Georgia, and through many sometimes difficult conversations with Mayor Miller, we were able to secure the additional funding to get the park done.
Mm-hmm.
And so there were many people who worked on this project, and a lot of things didn't get done until Nancy did some good work, and then based off of a promise to my friend, got that park done, and now it is an amazing.
It's beautiful. It really is really
Mm-hmm.
beautiful.
Okay, Bloomfield said, not a dig at you or any other candidate. Little Richard's house was stolen from Booker T. Washington into financial ruin. Both of these happened by people who said we could trust them. Then they did this.
So I don't have anything to do with the Little Richard house. But about 18 months ago, I took over running the Booker T. Washington Center. I don't know if you've been there in a while, but we have fresh paint on the walls. It's an incredibly welcoming space. We have new furniture. You might pass by some mornings and see me outside picking up trash, because I believe in being a good steward of the things that I am responsible for. So, and the Little Richard House now is thriving. It's doing some really good activities. They're getting a lot of visits, and so one of the things that I firmly believe is that while there may have been some things that happened in the past, there's so many opportunities moving forward, and so come by and visit. I can guarantee you, like, if there's a sensory room in the basement, it is the only sensory room that is available.
Hey.
We know what sensory means. You just don't.
I don't know what a sensory room. I done told you about using all those mental health things. She just been using the mental health. It's a safe space.
It is.
And all of that. What's a sensory room?
Who
go into the sensory room?
Anybody who needs it. It's the only sensory room available in Macon that's not attached to a church or a school.
Brenda needs to go into a
you should
sensory
come,
room.
and there's a floating chair. We got a big we have two sofas that turn into beds. We have weighted blankets. We have weighted animals. Thanks, huge shout out to the 2025 class, 2025 class of Leadership Macon. They made that space happen for us, and I'm eternally grateful for them for all the work that they put into it, and that they continue to support it. So, but it's available for people to come in, and then we have brand new chairs in our basement. So before, people would come in and there wouldn't be a place to sit. There were no tables. All that's in there now. I mean, the county has done a really good job of making it whole. So I'm hopeful and prayerful. And then plus we offer our no cost mental health services there. And there's other agencies that provide no cost music lessons and drumming and dance opportunities for the
See, I didn't
neighborhood.
even know that.
The Owl is there, and they offer the AmeriCorps program. I mean, it's Pace Center for Girls is in there. Wealth ASAP is in our space. So there is a wealth of knowledge and opportunity if you want to come and visit.
Well, it seems like to me, and this is just from a business standpoint, it would make sense for you to step into that role because you were already well connected. You've already done a lot of things for the community. You've already helped a lot of things happen or made a lot of things happen for our community. So to me, you would be the obvious candidate to choose because your record has already kind of proven itself. Again, I don't have a dog in the fight because I live in Warner Robins.
You do have a dog because you have.
That's right. I do have a business on Ingleside. Yeah. So you're right. I do. And I would definitely be honored to have you continue to represent that area. Because it just makes sense. You've already done so much for the community of Macon. And the guy mentioned earlier about this person did this and they tore up whatever with the Booker T. Washington and the Little Richard House. And she's been sitting here for the last 45 minutes spewing off all of the good works, not her accolades, but just the good works that she's done for the city of Macon in general. So at this point, it doesn't make any sense for them to choose anyone else. I mean, if you're doing the work and the work is good work, why not continue the good work?
And I've worked with her on other projects, but then I've worked with her in Georgia Women, but I did not know until I met Andrea that one of the bigger reasons why little girls are absent from school is because they don't have period products.
Yeah.
And I was not aware of that until I met her, and then she started talking. I was like, wow. And then we found out just through doing it that some of the teachers,
some of the teachers don't.
Some of the teachers did not have period products.
Yeah.
And they used the period products that was sent in free. And because they don't make a lot of money.
No, they don't.
Yeah. I mean, that's why it's important to have these things in places and spaces where people don't have to feel embarrassed about what they need. They can if they take the whole role, we're gonna be all right with it. You know what I'm saying? So that is truly important to me. One of the other big things that I founded, and I'm very excited to continue to do it. Where this year will be our 5th year doing the Mayor's Ball. I know that there are a lot of people out there who think that the mayor, on top of everything else that he's responsible for doing, that this is his project, and it's not. We get to put together something to celebrate all of Macon, and then as a result of that, we get to give through the GCAPS program. We give no strings, no completely unfettered scholarships to students. They can use it on whatever they need. If they need a laptop, if they need to pay their housing fee, we're not questioning that. We raise money to make sure that young people who are taking that next step, they have access to that money. And so I love to see, and I'm doing my very best now not to be caught in the weeds and comments, because I'm really big on advocating, and so I got to advocate for myself too.
And tell them what that program is, because some people may not know what that
GCAPS or
GCAPS.
It's a program. Oh, thank you, Jeremy. There's like it's a civic program for young people. They can do it from 10th through 12th grade. And I don't have all the details about it, but my children have participated, and it has changed their outlook. They get to, it's basically like a younger version of leadership making. Yeah.
And that's through the city, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
Okay, because that's what I wanted you to say. So a lot of people don't know listening. And by the way, I will accept responsibility for this. I've been through leadership making, and I am, I've been and I've also been an advisor for leadership making. So this is such a great program, the GCAPS. So what I will do is try to make sure that you get a way, so that you will get that information, so that you can, I don't know the criteria for actually, being a part of that, but I can certainly make it available and maybe bring somebody on the show. So
Jeremy's on the board for them, and he's in the comments, and then Dr. Ficklin is the person.
Okay, well then I will get Dr. Ficklin
Tasha
on.
said, Tasha said, Emily Amos, I agree with you. She was already working, serving in the community. Jeremy says, what happened at the Little Richard House had nothing to do with anyone beside the individual who decided to spend the funds improperly. Keep going, Cook. Kim said, well said, ladies. Chevis Perry said, the old mayor's youth advisory council is the answer to the question. I love the work of GCAPS. And Bob said, congrats on your period project. Such a wonderful model. So there's a lot of good accolades.
I mean, the mayor's youth advisory council is coming back, and that's in addition to the GCAPS program.
Okay,
so it's two.
Do you know about how many people you service through the period programs, like how many products and stuff? Because we always kind of keep, I don't know if you kept up with those numbers.
Oh man, that was so long ago, Miss Brenda. But what I can tell you is that every recreation center and every stall and every recreation center right now has period supplies in it. And that's pads and tampons.
And if I'm not mistaken, one of the work that we were able to do with Georgia Women, it's getting close, was that we understood that the women that were in prison were only getting one. How was it? It was like one.
It was insufficient.
It was. I mean, it was terrible. I think they got like one period product a day. Yeah. Is that what it was? Yeah. I think they got one. And through this work and extension of Georgia Women making periods better, all of these women who got together, they now, and I want to say it's still going.
It is.
They're able to get as many cycle products that they need, period products.
Wow.
And you would think that wouldn't be a big, you would say, really? Yeah. Can you imagine for those women who are out here, one period product a day?
Wow.
On the first day?
That's insane.
That's insane. And so I really appreciate you and the work that you've done with that. Because we needed to be aware and how many, the absenteeism of the children and things like that. So I agree with Emily. You're actually doing the work. You're actually, and so it's just a matter to me of getting people to go out and vote for you.
I hope you all will vote for Andrea Cook, District 5 County Commissioner.
We're gonna be cooking with her now.
That's right.
We're cooking with Cook.
We're cooking with Cook. And we want to encourage you to share this information to other people. Let them know this is what she's about. And if they got some questions or something like that, they can always reach out to me. But she's not hard to find. You can find her on the internet.
She all over the city. You can find her on any given day.
She be out there doing yoga and stuff.
Yeah, y'all come join me. It's no cost. Every second weekend.
I told her I wasn't doing no yoga.
I feel like you should come too. Ms.
I ain't coming out there to do no yoga. You fit to make me start saying bad words and the FCC come for me.
Yeah.
What's wrong with yoga, Brenda? Yoga's a good thing.
Child.
It helps you be more flexible.
Well, it'll help you, relax, and you won't be saying all those words anymore.
You know what they say? They say the people with high IQs cuss.
Just
saying.
They do. That's
they say the higher your IQ, the more you cuss. I believe
that's my problem. I got
my IQ real high because I be saying all kind of
My
words.
brother said, when did you get like this? I said, I've always been this way, brother.
Freedom.
Denise says she don't do no yoga anywhere. All right, guys, we want to thank you. I'm going to read Kim's comments. Andrea Brooke Cooks is and has been putting in the work. I really dislike how other community leaders work to tear down another community leader, even if you are not for her work.
All of a sudden, join them every Monday evening from 5:30 to 6:30. All of a sudden, with your host, Brenda Sutton. That's every Monday. We'll see you there.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO.